Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, welcome back. Welcome to 2026. This is Wise Kenya International coming to you again. And today I wouldn't say it's an announcement, but it is something that God has put in my heart to get to speak to you guys, because unless you write down your vision and you actually get to the point of proclaiming it and clearly stating what it is and where you are going, it is very hard for people to understand you. And God has given me a vision to get to speak life into people's hearts, to get to create a safe space, and to help emerging leaders to align identity, discipline, and authority so that they can lead in clarity, integrity, and dominion. So I pray to God that whoever gets to see this video and is sensitive to the Spirit to hear what God has to say to you through me, please remember, this vision is not mine. This vision is God's, and I am just a vessel of honor. This has been in my heart for so many years. Through maturity, through refinement, I have gotten to that point of understanding that unless I move in faith, I will always be using my own strength to do things in the context of thinking that I am able to fulfill it in my own will, but not in God's will. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. This is Psalms 127 verse 1. And I want to begin by saying this clearly. This vision is not mine. It never was. I'm not here to sell an idea, to convince anyone, or to manipulate emotions. I'm here as a steward, responding to an assignment that God has already funded in the spirit and now must be manifested in the physical. When we were growing up, many of us joked to our friends or with our friends, saying that if only we would not be worrying about rent, food, and just have a space where we could focus on growing our gifts and talents, that would be our life's purpose. And I know the people who are watching this and we were with them, they know that this is true. This vision started 15 years back. That's when we met with these amazing men, where back then we were boys, and just being faithful to understand how God has led us from that time up to now, and for you guys to get to hear what this is all about. But life happened. Reality happened. And slowly dreams were exchanged for survival. Africa did not lose talent. Africa lost structure, environment, and belief. Today, we stand at a crucial moment. We are 19 months to election, and history has taught us something important. We cannot change a nation by changing leaders alone. You must first transform minds. Transformed leadership comes from transformed identity, and transformed identity requires the right environment. This is why we are doing what we are doing, from the context of sensitizing and capacity building people to understand the significance of identity. This is why this season is not just about building alone. It is about building with helpers, you who is watching this video right now. We are building Alkebulan Youth Kingdom, a creative technological leadership hub and safe haven for youth and emerging leaders across Africa. A place set apart for excellence, to have transformed minds while overcoming mental illness and trauma, to be the leaders of now. A place grounded in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 to 28. To be fruitful, to multiply, to subdue, and to take dominion through gifts, talents, creativity, innovation, and Christ-centered identity. This will be a self-sustaining campsite, a technology and creative innovation hub, a leadership formation space, a place of embodiment, not theory, where people do not just talk purpose, they live it. God never builds alone. Moses had artisans, David gathered resources, Solomon built it. Nehemiah had permission, material, and people. Even Jesus was funded by helpers. Helpers are not secondary. They are part of the prophecy. That is why I'm making this public call. For this and next year, I am intentionally seeking a physical environment of alignment and high frequency. I repeat, I'm intentionally seeking a physical environment of alignment and frequency, a place where I can focus on mentoring emerging leaders, travel to communicate through tours in Kenya, record podcasts, which is here in Lavington. Shout out to iHub and Creative Economy Practice to educate and awaken Kenyans. Convene conversations with founders, CEOs, church leaders, and politicians, since we know that the elections is in 19 months. And by faith, the president and aspiring presidents too. This is not about comfort. It is about capacity and stewardship. I am open to being hosted by a helper aligned with this vision. The spaces and locations that I am looking forward to receiving your help from. The location specifically, there is Runda, which is close to Lavington. There is Lavington, there is Karen, and then there is Westlands. So the vicinity that is around this space, which is Creative Economy Practice or iHub Jahazi building, this is where we're going to be doing most of the things as we get to build. And I hope each and every single person that is getting to see this video can see that this is beyond me and this is beyond you. The only thing we are called to do is to be stewards of the things and the gifts and the vision God has given us. Not everyone who desires to help will be able to. Alignment matters. The long-term vision requires 1,000 acres of land, over 1 billion Kenya shillings for phase 1 development. There are 7 phases of development. This vision has to be built on accountability, faithfulness, and transparency. I repeat, this vision is to be built with accountability, faithfulness, and transparency. What comes in will be accounted for because faithfulness is our character. We also desire to be transparent to the point where each and every single phase that we get to build and we get to inspire people gets to be documented. So this is also why we are being faithful to reach out to you, because we know that we have seen a lot of con men, a lot of people that have masqueraded to be NGOs, but again, come and swindle people and do not live up to what they started to. They start with a vision and end up starting to be for profits. And our desire is for you to be inspired to see yourself in this vision and not us, to the point where you can be prodded to be a helper in whichever capacity that God has placed you to be in. This is not a con. This is not hype. This is not emotional manipulation. This is a clear assignment built step by step. Formation cohorts for aligned dominion and leadership. Podcast interviews that shape national consciousness here in iHub or Creative Economy Practice. A physical campsite that bridges who people are and who they are becoming. A safe space where people can experience transformation through growing their gifts and talents while overcoming mental illness and trauma to find their identity and purpose in life. This is what we are building. We are not building just a space for people to come and have a vacation. This is a space where you enter as you are and you leave transformed. I believe that this already happened in faith. Because since God is in me and He is the Alpha and Omega, the thing that He has put in my heart and my mind has already happened. Because since I am living it in the present, He has already seen it in the future. Because He is the Alpha and Omega. He is the beginning and the end. So what we are doing is just aligning ourselves to His will. And the desire is that when you're watching this, you get to be inspired enough to be a part of this vision. A place where Africa can be elevated to experience transformation in every single creative industry, from athleticism to dancers, musicians, artists, in movie theaters, hospitals. Every single thing that you will think about creativity will be found in this hub. The question is not if this vision will be built. The question is who will be among the helpers that history remembers. Where there is unity, God commands a blessing. If this resonates with you, if you have land, resources, space, wisdom, networks, or covering, and you are aligned with transforming Africa from the inside out, reach out to us. The desire is for us to work together as Africans to elevate ourselves and to remove ourselves from the mentality of bondage, to give hope to the future generations, where people can grow up desiring to live their purpose instead of living for their careers. Reach out. Let us bring this vision from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. I believe this has already happened. Now the question is, are you going to be among the people who make this vision come to life? Where God has called, He will provide. And He often provides through people, you and you. The desire is in every single thing that we are doing, we get to speak life. The reason as to why the podcast for this year, the King's Table, the reason as to why this is happening is so that people can be transformed. People can understand who they are first. Because until you understand who you are, every single thing that you live for will be filtered through pain or the trauma that you have lived in. So the reason as to why this is here is so that you can heal, the children that you have can heal, and every single person in a generation can experience transformation through you being transformed enough to enlighten them. And the desire is in each and every single thing that we are doing now. The end result for this year is for people to be able to come together, leaders, creatives, and founders, to sit down and to say that January started. We rallied together. I don't know where you are from. If it's Kenya, if it's Uganda, if it's South Africa, if it's Europe, if it's USA, I do not know where you are. But again, at the end of it, this vision is from God, and only God or the Holy Spirit can prod you to desire to chip in and to support. As you have heard, this vision is bigger than myself. I do not have 1 billion Kenya shillings. And even apart from 1 billion Kenya shillings, this thing will cost not more than $50 million. So you can imagine the investment that needs to be put in this vision. I do not know if I will be able to see it through to the end, but the desire that I have is to be faithful in the beginning to where God will help me reach. And the desire is that you see this vision and you take it and you run with it. Because at the end of it, when we are united, nothing is impossible. And the desire is in every single thing that we are doing. We seek to understand the significance of unity as Africans. So ladies and gentlemen, this is possible. A creative space where we have Olympic-sized football pitches, Olympic-sized swimming pools, Olympic-sized running tracks, a place where athletes from different football teams can come and camp in that space to be transformed mentally first. A place where creatives can come and camp for that space, in that space for 90 days. And experience transformation, understand how to be fruitful in their gifts and talents, how to multiply their gifts and talents in the marketplace. Because we know it is one thing for you to be fruitful, and it's another thing for you to be literate to the point where you can multiply and you can earn from your gift. Because your gift will make room for you. You will be introduced to kings. But again, your gift opens those doors, but only your character sustains you there. And that is what we desire. We desire to help emerging leaders grow to that point of inspiring even the leaders that have gone ahead of them to see something beyond yourself. And with your help, this is possible. I believe a Kenya where we can be able to spark change in the whole of this world. I believe in a Kenya where Africans will be coming to us to seek inspirations because you decided to believe in yourself, not in me, but in the vision that God has allowed me to express through the things that we are going to be experiencing. And I believe this is possible. I believe we can do this. I will not allow the present state of my pocket to dictate the vision God has blessed us with. So, with your help and your help, nothing is impossible. In every single thing that we are doing, just believe that it is done. And if I have seen it here, I know it will come to pass. If you have searched and bought every single thing in your life and you have not been satisfied, just remember this. This is an opportunity to do something which is beyond you. This is an opportunity for you to help the next generation and to give hope to someone who has been praying for God to open a door for them. This opportunity and this experience of us creating this hub will create so much job opportunities for so many people. And I believe Kenya will be the center of where Africa is united. But it only requires us to believe in every single thing that we are doing. Believe that it is possible. Alkebulan Youth Kingdom. We are you. And the desire is for us to bridge the gap between your present self and desired future, so that you can understand that you have been created with a purpose and there is nothing that is impossible in you. You are complete in yourself. So believe. For those who want to be a part of this, reach out to us, creativequestafrica@gmail.com. I repeat, creativequestafrica@gmail.com. Or you can call me through +254 718 345 285. I repeat, +254 718 345 285. I believe nothing is impossible when we are united. I refuse to take the route of I have to be able to do this thing on my own so that I can gain on it on my own. This thing goes beyond me. It goes beyond you. Now the desire is, are you willing to step into something that is bigger than yourself so that you can leave an impact on earth? Nothing is impossible when people are united. And we are united for one cause, God, Christ, not for ourselves. This will not be the Tower of Babel. This will be people speaking one language, which is the Spirit, transformed minds, getting to create impact for the next generation. Remember, everything starts in the mind. And our desire is to get to have transformed minds. The moment this is transformed, nothing is impossible for us. Ladies and gentlemen, be blessed.